Jai Gurudev, and thank you for joining us today. So, the application of art of living practices and Vedic wisdom in the legal profession, we will be talking with an art of living expert and an officer of the Vedic Dhamma Sansthan. So, thank you both for joining us today. We are here to explore how the wisdom of Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji and the transformative practices of art of living like Sudarshan Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, yoga, and others can be applied to legal profession. So let's start by understanding how these practices can benefit lawyers and legal professions. So can you share your thoughts on that? Jagodev, thank you for having us. The legal profession is one of the most demanding with long hours, high stress, constant pressure to perform. The practices offered by the art of living, especially Sudarshan Kriya and Sahat Samadhi meditation, can be extremely beneficial. These practices help clear the mind, reduce stress, and enhance focus, which are crucial in a field where attention to detail and mental clarity are paramount. So, Darshan Kriya, for example, helps release accumulated stress and brings emotional stability, allowing lawyers to remain composed in high stakes situations. From the perspective of Vedic Dhammasasana, we understand the importance of grounding the mind and spirit to function effectively in any profession. The rigorous demands of law require both intellectual sharpness and emotional balance. Practices like Gayatri Japa Sadhana and various pujas bring alignment between one's inner energy and the outer task. Gayatri Japa, in particular, is a spiritual discipline that invokes wisdom and clarity, which are critical when drafting legal documents or making complex decisions. That's an interesting perspective. So, how specifically can practices like Sudarshan Kriya and Sahat Samadhi meditation help with the stress and workload in the legal profession? When we talk about Sudarshan Kriya, it's not just a breathing technique, it involves rhythmical breathing patterns that help reduce stress and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the mind basically. For lawyers, especially those who are constantly involved in litigation or negotiation, Sudarshan Kriya helps keep their mind clear, sharp, and calm even under intense pressure. Sahat Samadhi meditation is another tool that helps practitioners access a deep state of rest. In a profession that demands constant thinking, mental fatigue is common. This meditation helps reset the brain, making it easier to handle large volumes of information and to think with clarity and precision. Absolutely. And additionally, the practice of Sanyam Sadhana of level 1 and level 2, which focuses on discipline and control over one's mind and senses, aligns beautifully with the legal profession. Sanyam Sadhana helps lawyers cultivate an inner discipline, ensuring that they do not get distracted by emotions or external factors, staying focused on the task at hand. The mind remains sharp, clear, and receptive, making it easier to handle intricate cases or difficult clients. Now, it's fascinating how these practices provide mental clarity and focus. Now, can you also talk about how the art of living the tools such as yoga, Shakti Kriya, and sadhana come into play in a legal career? Yoga, as we know, is not just about postures, it's about creating balance within. For lawyers, regular practice of yoga postures can help in maintaining physical health and flexibility, which is vital given the sedentary nature of the profession. It also releases tension, which is common after long hours of sitting and strategizing. Shakti Kriya, on the other hand, is an energy based practice that empowers an individual. It helps lawyers align their inner strength with their outer actions. For example, during high pressure situations like court appearances, lawyers need a calm yet assertive presence. Shakti Kriya enhances both physical energy and mental resilience, ensuring that lawyers face challenges with confidence and composure. From the Vedic perspective, regular pujas, homams, and rituals like Guru Puja help in cultivating a deeper connection with one's inner self. In the legal profession, this connection can enhance one's ethical practices, decision making, and moral clarity. The rituals invoke divine energies that promote intellectual power and righteousness, which is essential when dealing with legal matters that requires ethical judgment. That's incredible. So, in essence, these practices don't just focus on stress relief, they also promote ethical conduct and mental agility. Now, how do you see the role of wisdom from Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji's teachings in helping legal professionals maintain balance in their careers? His Holiness Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji's teachings are grounded in wisdom, which that transcends professional boundaries. One of his key teachings is the importance of seva or selfless service and selfless action. For lawyers, this can be transmitted by adopting a mindset of service in their work. Legal professionals can remain grounded, compassionate, and ethical. It also allows them to detach from the stress of winning or losing a case and focus on the larger picture, serving justice and society. Another key aspect of Gurudev's teachings is living in the present moment. Lawyers often juggle multiple cases, creating anxiety about the future. Gurudev's emphasis on mindfulness and staying present helps lawyers not only navigate challenges effectively but also reduce anxiety and overthinking. Indeed, Gurudev's wisdom, along with practices such as Sangyam Sadhana of level 1 and level 2 and the higher levels of sadhana, help cultivate a mindset where one remains unaffected by the outcomes, focusing instead on one's effort and righteousness. In legal work, this helps maintain integrity while not being swayed by personal emotions or the pressures of competition. Now, how can the specific practices of Guru Puja and Sandhya Vandanam Sadhana help in the daily life of a lawyer? Yes, Guru Puja as a practice of gratitude and devotion helps individuals stay grounded in the legal profession where the pursuit of success can often become an obsession. Guru Puja reminds practitioners of a higher purpose of service, humility, and dedication to truth. It brings an element of peace and grounding into the lawyer's day. Sandhya Vandanam Sadhana is another tool for mental clarity. This practice helps in releasing doubts and fostering an unwavering confidence in one's decision. In the legal field, where critical decisions are made regularly, this practice helps lawyers trust their judgment without second guessing themselves. Both practices ensure that the individual remains rooted in spiritual wisdom while navigating the complexities of legal work. They not only strengthen the intellect but also promote emotional resilience, vital in a profession that can often be emotionally taxing. This conversation has been enlightening. Thank you both for sharing such valuable insights. It's clear that integrating these spiritual practices can significantly improve not only the personal well being of legal professionals but also their professional performance. Would you like to share any final thoughts? Yes, legal professionals, like all individuals, are not just minds and bodies but spiritual beings. Integrating these practices into their routine can offer profound transformations. We invite them to experience the peace, clarity, and joy that come with a disciplined spiritual practice. This leads not only to personal well being but also to success in their legal careers with integrity and balance. In the Vedic tradition, or dharma is the foundation of any profession. By incorporating these practices, legal professionals can align their actions with this higher purpose. We believe that when individuals serve with wisdom and integrity, they create a harmonious society. This can only be achieved when the mind, body, and spirit are in harmony. Through these practices, lawyers can be true instruments of justice. Thank you both again for this enlightening conversation. I'm sure many legal professionals will be inspired to explore these practices and integrate them into their lives. Thank you for having us. It was a pleasure to share this wisdom together. Jayudev, so thank you again for the insightful discussion. Now, let's dive a little deeper into how these practices can not only reduce stress but enhance the decision making capabilities of legal professionals. Decision making is so crucial in law. How do the practices of art of living and Vedic wisdom assist in sharpening decision making skills? That's a fantastic question. Decision making, especially in the legal profession, requires clarity, focus, and a calm mind. The practices of art of living, particularly Sudarshan Kriya, Sahat Samadhi meditation, and yoga, cultivate mental clarity and calmness, which directly enhances decision making. Sudarshan Kriya helps clear mental clutter, enabling lawyers to make choices based on reason rather than impulse or emotional reactions. Furthermore, Sahat Samadhi meditation sharpens the intuitive mind. When the mind is still, lawyers can tap into deeper wisdom and insight, allowing them to make decisions with greater confidence. These practices help lawyers access their higher consciousness, where wisdom is more readily available. Now, in the Vedic tradition, The process of making decisions is viewed as being connected to the alignment of one's inner self with universal truth or dharma. The practice of Gayatri Japa and other sadhana purifies the mind and helps practitioners to discern truth with a calm and open heart. When a lawyer's mind is clear of distractions and impurities, they can make decisions that align with justice and righteousness. In addition, the practice of Sanyam sadhana of level 1 and level 2 strengthens one's capacity to control impulses. This is critical in legal situations where rash decisions can have lasting consequences. By practicing Sanyam sadhana of level 1 and level 2, lawyers can maintain the discipline to pause, reflect, and evaluate their options thoroughly before taking any action. That's a very profound way of looking at decision making. Now, law is also an emotionally intense profession dealing with clients' lives and high stakes cases. How do these practices help legal professionals manage their emotional responses, especially when under pressure or dealing with difficult clients? Absolutely, emotions can run high in the legal profession, whether it's dealing with clients' stress, high pressure situations in court, or internal firm stress. The ability to manage emotions is key to success. Sudarshan Kriya, as I mentioned earlier, is particularly effective in regulating emotions. It helps release stored emotional tension and trauma, allowing lawyers to remain neutral and composed in stressful situations. Additionally, Sehat Samadhi meditation creates a space where the mind is not overwhelmed by emotions. When you meditate regularly, you develop emotional intelligence and the ability to step back and evaluate situations objectively. This emotional regulation also allows lawyers to stay empathetic towards their clients without getting overly involved emotionally, which is crucial for providing clear-headed legal counsel. So, in the Vedic tradition, managing emotions is viewed as controlling one's mental and emotional states. To maintain inner peace and harmony, practices like Shakti Kriya, which focuses on channeling inner energy, help individuals remain emotionally stable. By consistently practicing these rituals and techniques, legal professionals can build resilience to external emotional pressures. This way, when faced with the difficult clients or emotionally charged situations, they can respond with patience and wisdom rather than reacting impulsively. That's a great way of managing emotions, especially when it can sometimes feel overwhelming. What about the ethical aspects of legal work? We have spoken a lot about stress and emotional well being, but how can these practices enhance a lawyer's ethical approach to their work and their integrity? Yes, ethics and integrity are the backbone of the legal profession, and these qualities stem from deep inner peace and clarity. His Holiness Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankarji often talks about the importance of purity in action, acting with an intention of service and higher good. By adopting these practices, legal professionals can cultivate a mindset of service where the focus shifts from self interest to serving justice. Now, yoga and meditation practice help one detach from ego and personal desires. This detachment allows lawyers to make decisions that are ethical even when personal gain or ambition might cloud their judgment. Sudarshan Kriya, by clearing emotional imbalances, also helps lawyers act from a place of righteousness and truth rather than being influenced by external pressures or internal bias. Now, from a Vedic perspective, following dharma or righteousness is the primary guiding principle in any profession. The Vedic rituals, pujas, and practices like Guru Puja remind us to stay aligned with the higher truth and values. When lawyers perform rituals like Gayatri Japa or engage in daily sadhanas, they are cultivating an inner moral compass that directs them to act in accordance with their highest ethical standards. The process of performing these sacred practices also purifies the mind, making it easier to identify and act in alignment with Dharma, even in the face of temptations or challenges. In the legal profession, this manifests as unwavering commitment to justice and integrity, ensuring that lawyers act not just in the best interest of their clients, but in accordance with the universal laws of fairness. It's truly remarkable how these spiritual practices can guide professionals in upholding their ethics and inner integrity. Now, can you share some insights into how these practices can impact long term career success, particularly for those looking to rise to leadership positions in the legal field? In the long run, a lawyer's success is not just based on skill but on their ability to remain balanced, grounded, and focused under pressure. Regular practice of art of living techniques like yoga, Sudarshan Kriya, and Sehat Samadhi meditation enhances not only a person's intellect but also their emotional intelligence, which is crucial for leadership. Leadership in law requires vision, empathy, and the ability to make sound decisions in high pressure situations. These practices provide a clarity and calm necessary for lawyers to handle such challenges effectively. Furthermore, a lawyer who practices these techniques consistently will develop the mental strength and resilience needed for long term career growth. They will be able to lead with wisdom, integrity, and compassion, which are essential qualities for any successful leader. Now, the Vedic teachings emphasize that true leadership comes from within, rooted in dharma and sadhana. A leader is someone who serves with humility, guides others with wisdom, and remains steadfast in their purpose. The practices and puja strengthen one's connection with the divine and foster an environment of peaceful leadership for lawyers aiming to rise in their careers. These spiritual practices ensure that they stay true to their purpose, lead with justice, and maintain a calm demeanor under stress. A lawyer who practices these principles will naturally inspire others, fostering a workplace culture that values integrity, fairness, and wisdom, thereby ensuring long term success both for themselves and their firm. It seems that these practices provide not only personal growth but also contribute to fostering positive, ethical, and effective workplace culture. Now, this has been an incredible conversation offering a holistic view of how spiritual practices can be integrated into the demanding legal profession. Any final thoughts on how legal professionals can start incorporating these practices into their daily routines? Yes, the beauty of these practices is that they can be seamlessly integrated into any lifestyle, no matter how busy. For legal professionals, I would just suggest starting with a short meditation session each morning, followed by a few minutes of Sudarshan Kriya. This will set a positive tone for the day. Even taking short breaks during the workday to practice yoga or deep breathing can help manage stress and increase productivity. The key is consistency. Start small and gradually build a routine that includes both mental and physical practices. This will make a world of difference in how you approach your legal work. Now, starting with simple practices like Gayatri Chapa or Guru Puja, even for a few minutes each day, can gradually bring spiritual awareness and balance into one's work. As you experience the positive changes in your mindset and approach to work, you will naturally feel inspired to deepen your practice. Ultimately, the journey is about combining spiritual wisdom with professional expertise to create a more harmonious and purposeful life, both personally and professionally. Thank you so much for your time and wisdom. This has been an inspiring conversation, and I'm sure many legal professionals will be motivated to explore these practices and integrate them into their work and lives. Say good day.